your camera on. We are a team. We like to see faces. I mean, if you're in the bathroom, don't put your camera on. But if you're just chilling or something, feel free to show your face because it's super nice to like see everybody. I am going to record this meeting just so that I can upload it to my YouTube channel, and then I can link that privately into our team page so that, if you have to jump off the call early or something happens, like I get it. My kids are constantly interrupting me and stuff. Like, this is going to be available for future team members and stuff like that. So I just wanted to kind of first explain some of our team resources that are available to every single one of you. And if you're like, I don't know that group name, I don't think I'm in that group, just ask like Melanie or myself or Rachel or Nikki or Teresa or anybody, and we will get you added to those pages. The first one is called GG Vault. That is a private team page that I have made, and that is going to be an excellent place when you guys have new people who want to share, who are interested in sharing. Like Megan, your friend Amanda's like, yeah, I'll do a party, I'm interested in this. You can add her or those types of people to the GG Vault page. What you're going to find in there is a really simple way, and I keep adding to it. It's not perfect yet, but there's going to be like first post examples. There's going to be, that's called what, guides at the top of the page. You're going to see something that says guides. You can go there. You're going to find quick, easy testimonies for some of the very top things people ask about: PCOS, weight loss, kids, men, like pain, things like that. So it'll be a really fast way for you to grab like really top testimonies that we seem to share a lot with people. But you will also find guides on all the products in there. Quick, like, and it's not gonna be a lot. There's gonna be like maybe 3 or 4 posts per product, and it's just gonna give you quick education. So if you're like, I got 10 minutes, you can scroll through that, read about ease, read about nerve active, products that you can just kind of familiarize yourself with. And then I will have like these recordings in there. I'll have other like really positive team trainings or like YouTube like links from Kelly Hulst or something in there. So it's your guys' page to really be like, I got 5-10 minutes, or I got a new person I'm working with. This is an excellent way to not overwhelm them, but to give them all the resources they need. So that's called GG Vault. This second big page is coming. Melanie and I talked today. We're going to partner up into this unraveling. Melanie, what's it called? Unraveling your body, unraveling health.
Unraveling Body Science Plexus. That's going to be under
there we go. Thank you. Unraveling Body Science Plexus. And that is going to be a great page to add all of your customers, brand ambassadors, anybody who like signs up under you, add them to that page. We're going to be kind of taking shifts of like, not like all of us, but the people who want to kind of provide and be a positive resource for their team and their customers. We're going to be taking kind of like a day to like post and share and do this as a team, because one thing you will find in this business, in this job, being a silo is not going to help you. It's going to cause you to overwork. You're going to get burned out. You're going to be stressed out. We need to work together as a team and like link arms, cheer each other on, be supports for one another. And one of those ways is like doing groups like this together, doing team calls, so that all the pressure is not on you. Like, you are not meant to be an expert on every product or how to do everything. Everyone brings unique gifts and skills and wisdom and how to talk to people. Everyone brings their own unique thing. And like, we need to learn from each other. So we're going to be partnering with that. That's going to be a great page to add all of your current customers to, your VIPs, people sign up under you, your customers, so that they get really good customer care. Because as you find, as more and more people sign up under you, you're going to be like, this is a lot of people to follow up with, and you're invested in them. You care about their journey, but it can be a lot as you grow. And so having a page like that will provide really good third-party validation. They'll get to meet their upline, their other people, like we call them side sisters, but they don't necessarily have to be females, right? They can be side brothers, just the people that you link arms with. They get to meet those people, so that, let's say you have a baby or you go on vacation or it's Sunday and you're like, I don't work on Sundays. Like, this is my family day. This is whatever. Or or you maybe you're out sick or something, they have other people that they can rely on and not just you, right? So that's the second big resource. There's a couple other GG just stands for Guts and Grace. And those resources are, it's called Guts and Grace Community. That's Bridget Kroll's, she's our diamond. That's her personal, like, huge community page that she first started. That's a great one to like grab testimonies from. You can certainly add your people to that page. It's fantastic, full of knowledge, but it can be very overwhelming because there are like lots of posts that happen through there. And so use that page to like literally you can search in there on anything: gout, fibromyalgia, asthma, diarrhea, like anything that comes to mind, you can find it in that page. The other page under GG is called GG Headquarters. I think it's now officially changed to GG Biz, but that's like all of our business stuff in regards to like IPA challenges, how to verbiage examples of like, how do you talk to somebody when they're like, this is the pyramid scheme? You know, how do you like good mental mind work training, things like that, that are going to personally develop your skill sets. And then the last one is called GG Social. And that is just a Facebook page for like tons of stories, Facebook post ideas, graphics, fun, like we grab other people's posts that we really like. And we're like, hey, this is really like, we like how this is worded. Here, feel free to use this. Now, Bridget, myself, like Melanie, we have all said, do not just copy and paste. We are not a copy and paste team. It comes across very like, you know, you just know, like when you get those messages, I've gotten those messages from like this girl who does Scentsy and stuff like, hey girl, blah, 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 blah. And it's all just business stuff. And it's very like robotic, like, I'm like, that's clearly just a mass message you just sent out. We don't want you to do that. We want you to connect with your people. We want you to be you. If you, my friend Janessa, she has never once in her life used the phrase, hey girl. She's like, dude. She uses dude all the time. So for her to send a message like that would be like, this is weird. So change up the wording to be you, to be authentic, to sound like you have your energy, have your verbiage. So when you see examples, or if I give you an example, or Rachel or anybody gives you an example of verbiage, you are not like tied to use that like word for word. Change it up to be you and your personality. So those are the resources. The biggest ones I want you guys to utilize though are the GG Vault, the Unraveling Body Science, and then the GG Community page. Those are going to be your top 3 sources of really getting you the most information, the most bang for your buck, and is going to help you the most. So now we're going to jump into the training part. So this is going to be a summary of Celeste's video. She is like pretty much at like the tippity top of Plexus. She's been with them almost since the beginning. She's been a brand ambassador for 11 years, and Plexus has just celebrated 16 years of business. So she's been around for a long time. Super amazing woman. But her training, yes, Rachel, her training, I listened to it. This is my second time, and I was like, it feels so good. So I'm going to be summarizing this because I'm like, what she says is like, it's nothing new under the sun. Do not come into this business. Do not come into this with the mindset of there's just one way to do things. I'm just looking for that one strategy, that one ticket that's going to make me super successful in this. There's not. It's just basically consistency, passion, and not giving up. Those are like the keys to your success. All right. How basic is that? Consistency, passion, and not giving up. But there are certain strategies or things that you can be flexible on. Some of you I know are like, I like my full-time job. I like my career. I'm not looking for Plexus to like become this big thing, like huge takeover my life. That is totally fine. Some of you are like, no, I want this to be my full-time job. I'm running all the way that as far as I can. That's amazing. Network marketing, direct sales is one of the most flexible jobs you will ever experience. Bridget has been down sick and she's still, what job allows you to like be home coughing up a lung and you're like, I still want to help people. Like I can still connect with people because you're on your phone. She's traveled to like funerals for her family and stuff. And while she's in the car, she's able to work. She homeschools. I homeschool. People work like as teachers and are RNs, and they work in machining and all this stuff. This is one of the most flexible opportunities. And so use this and make it fit into your life. What I do every single day is going to look different than maybe the steps and the intensity that you do. And that is okay. But we all should be doing the same steps, just a different like intensity, and when you do it will change. So first and foremost, again, we're going to link arms. We are not a culture. I don't want this team to ever in a million years be about competition, be about trying to like upskirt or I don't know if that's the actual terminology, but I don't want anyone to ever like be like, oh, I'm in it to win it and like screw everyone else. And I'm not saying anyone is like that, but I'm just saying like this team, when you come and join this team, like it is about cheering each other on, rooting for each other, celebrating every single win, victory. Even if you get a no, that is still a win, because it's like you sent a bold message and that's scary. Like we're going to celebrate with you, right? So we are going to link arms and work together and do things together. And even though Plexus gives out like crazy incentives, like this month, you can like earn an Apple Watch. You could earn $300, $400. Like it is crazy. Sometimes it's been like iPads. I've gotten Nike gift cards, Lululemon gift cards, like Stanley water bottles, all this stuff. Even though those incentives are amazing, we always need to keep our eye on the real prize of we are doing this work for God first and foremost. We are doing this with ethics, with integrity. We are passionate because these products we know have changed our lives. So regardless of how successful you may feel in this business or at what you do, know, like have that internal passion of like, no matter what, I'm going to promote these products because I know that they have changed my life and my health is better for it. And then anything on top of that is amazing. The fact that we get to share products that help people get off medications, that help people not have massive nerve pain in their back, that help kids not be labeled like the troublemaker because they can't focus in class, but now they're able to, like that itself is the biggest reward that we can have. The finances, all like the fun trips, all the gives, like the gadgets and incentives on top of that, that's just the cherry on top of the cake, right? But helping people first and foremost is like the best reward that we can have. So work hard, yes, for the incentives. Be proud that you are rewarded, that you partner with a company that truly like wants to reward their people, but work hard, most importantly, every day, no matter what, for the Lord. And like, pray over your people, pray over your messages. Like if you're a person of faith, like don't be afraid to ask God to bless the hands of your work, because what you're doing really matters and it changes lives, right? So when you are doing this, I want you to show up passionately, show up confidently. Don't be afraid, like be proud that you take these products that keep you healthy. Be proud of that. If an influencer can come on here and be like, check out my new mug, check out my lipstick, check out my new movie from some celebrity, you can certainly show up and be like, I love my pink drink because it makes me feel super good and I have energy. That's amazing. When you show up passionately and confidently every single day, consistently, people are going to be drawn to that energy. They're going to be drawn to you because you are magnetic, that there's going to be a light in you that they are not seeing elsewhere, right? And secondly, with this, you're going to run into no's. Let's be honest. No's are a part of the game, just like in anything. Heck, I can invite somebody to a play date at the park and they're going to tell me no. Like no's just happen in life. But people's opinions, keep this in the back of your brain. People's opinions, you're hearing it, or like, people's opinions don't pay your bills, you guys. All right? There's always going to be a naysayer. There's always going to be someone out there who's like, oh, what Jessica does is like taking advantage of people. And guess what? I used to be that person. I hated direct sales. I poo-pooed them. I was like, you're not working. Like, this is like for people who don't want to work hard. This is for people who want to mooch off their friends and family. Woo! And did I eat the biggest humble pie slice when I joined Plexus? Because now look at me, I'm like, opportunity ever. Part of my story, I'm not going to share it all here, but part of my story was I worked in the finance world for over 10 years. Specifically, the last 6 of that was in payroll for a pretty big company in the Midwest doing hospice care where I live. And I mean, I'm talking about like a couple $1,000,000 of payroll every other week that I would process on top of like all these other benefit comp plans. And so when I'm working really hard and I'm doing payroll for 800 employees on my own, stressed out, yelling at my kids, yelling at my husband, feeling super overwhelmed, you guys, I never missed a payroll except when I had babies. Even when I was sick, I worked from home, got the payroll done because I knew 700 to 800 people relied on me to get their paychecks. Otherwise, bats like they could miss rent, right? They have bills to pay, daycare, all that stuff. I showed up. And when I would ask for raises or your annual review would come around and I'd only get 30 cents, I was like, this does not match the money that is coming in. And also what I'm seeing go out. Like I'm literally paying people. I know what people make. And you're telling me there's no money in that? I'm like, okay. I just believed them. But here's the thing, when I left that job and I was burnt out and I was like, I'm done. I can't work here anymore. I'm literally turning into someone I don't like and I don't even recognize anymore. They hired my replacement at $5 more an hour than what I left at, starting out at, guys. Then they also split my position. And I was told, oh, we don't really have money to bring on other people, even though they knew like this woman cannot handle payroll by herself forever. They refused to bring someone on until I gave my like my 2-week notice and stuff. So not only did they pay that guy more money, $5 more an hour, which is a lot of money, but they also split my position into 2 people to do payroll. Plus, they made a 3rd position just to manage the company car portion of what I used to do. So literally they went from, I would have been totally happy with like a $2 raise, really, to be honest. I was like, that's fair. And then they've like literally tripled the cost of my job. But then they told me, oh, there's never any money. And I don't say that to be like, oh, poor Jessica. I say that to be, this is why I am passionate about helping people like you guys earn money if you so choose, to get your products paid for, to get more than that. Maybe you want to save up money like me to pay for a basement, like to get your basement finished. Maybe you're looking to pay for a car, or maybe you got medical bills, whatever it is. Or maybe you just want to take a dang trip with your hubby and like have a vacation that's nice and not like at a water park, right? Like whatever your goals are, we are here to support that. But I'm passionate because I have gotten burned in the past. Studies show most people cannot afford a $300 to $500 emergency. All right. That keeps people up at night. People are not laying in bed thinking about gut health. They're not like, oh, I think my gut is off. Maybe that's what I'm experiencing this. No, they're probably like, how am I going to afford rent this month? How am I going to afford, like, if my kid gets sick again, am I going to be able to take PTO? Like, how am I going to do that? People are stressed out about money. And part of Plexus being health and happiness and whole body wellness is going to be part of the financial health. We know stress about finances impacts your physical health, impacts your spiritual and your mental well-being. So part of this job of sharing even the opportunity to earn income like what we do is such a great gift and blessing to people. So don't forget about that. Like, people lay in bed stressed out about an income, and you might have the opportunity that they could really need and use. And all it takes is a little bit of boldness from you to share that. And so someone has a need, I am here to meet that need, right? If they come to you complaining about back pain or, man, bills are tight, you're like, hey, I love you. I care about you. Because you are a friend, I'm going to share this with you. And if they say no, okay, whatever, go to church with them. Who cares? Like, they said no, not a big deal. But never assume they're going to say no. Do not make the no for them. All right. I thought my mom could never afford to pay for her products, but I still shared with her because it was like, Mom, your back hurts all the time. I think Ease would be amazing for you. Would you just try it? You guys, she takes 4 Ease a day, which I know sounds like a lot, but it's not. She has a back injury from like a really bad accident from like when she was young, like a young adult. Had crazy pain all her life that she's just learned to deal with. She used to go to the chiropractor 2 to 3 times a week at $35 to $40 a pop. She does not have to go to the chiropractor anymore unless she like maybe fell or just kind of tweaked it. Ease at $30 for a month supply, $40 for a month supply is more than enough for her. That's the type of stuff and the hope that you guys give when you share. So again, these incentives, the residual income, yes, huge blessings, but helping people, working hard for the Lord, working hard to be a servant and love on other people, that is what it's about. So some practical things for you guys to know. This is all coming from Celeste, by the way. Again, top diamond. You will hear this repeated over and over and over again because this stuff works. It's an acronym. So if you got a pen and paper, take it out now, write it down, whatever. Come back to this training again and take notes. It's called START. So the S is share. The T is third-party validation. The A is action. The R stands for repeat, resources, remember. And then the T is training. And we're going to break those down real quick here. The very, very first one here, share. You can do this at a hobby speed. You can do this as a business speed. You get to choose, you guys. We are here to support you in your goals, whatever they may be. If you are wanting to walk, and this is go social media focused. So when you share, you can do it in person. You can use it on your social media outlets, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you do for social media, this is where you share. If you want to walk, meaning, maybe you got one bill to pay. Maybe you just want to get your products covered. If you just want to I would like this just to generate a little bit of income on the side. I'm not looking to really have a huge team or anything like that. This is kind of for you. You're going to share about Plexus about 3 to 4 times a week. And that's going to seem like a lot. But again, we're not sharing Plexus of here's this copy and paste post with just a bunch of ingredient information. Sometimes those posts are nice and we can share those, but stories, facts tell, stories sell. I'm going to give you an example. I never thought I was constipated because I went to the bathroom at least once a day. What I did not know was that constipation was actually 1 time a day or less, that we should be going twice a day, ideally. And again, easily, without difficulty. You should not be like a husband who sits on their phone, for an hour on the bathroom, right? You should be able to get in and out pretty quick. So when I hear, oh, are you constipated? I'm thinking, no. But when I read a story or when I hear a story about difficulty passing stool, going to the bathroom, but still feeling kind of puffy, getting hemorrhoids, things like that, that's caused by constipation. That is more relatable in stories than just, do you deal with constipation? Another one, think anxiousness. If you say, do you have anxiety? I would say no. But when you start describing it I can't leave the house without freaking out and double checking everything. I get nervous. I sweat, blah, 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 blah. When I'm in a group of people, we think of Nikki's not daughter, her niece, struggling at school, just not wanting to leave mom. And now she can go out and get her ears pierced and she's excited. That is a story of transformation that people can relate and understand. Okay. So stories sell, facts tell. So focus more when you're sharing, the 3 times a week on stories. This is where testimonies come into play. This is where just saying, hey, here's a great first post idea. Hey, I heard that this can help me stop craving Starbucks. I heard this can help me stop craving donuts. I'm going to give this a try. That's literally how simple a post could be. It does not have to be this lengthy, doctorate post, right? And that is where that GG social page is going to come in handy, the GG business page, so you can see what other people are doing. It is not rocket science. And actually, Celeste was talking about almost get creative. She said, almost trick them into reading about Plexus, because she talked about how she was at her daughter's soccer tournament and she had her pink drink in hand and she was saying how great her daughter's soccer tournament was. And then she kind of middle to the end of the post was I'm so thankful for this pink drink is with me. I've had energy all day to watch this, blah, blah, blah. And that was it. It was not this crazy. It tricked people into reading this post about her daughter. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, that pink drink sounds really good. Right? That's what it's about. It's about connecting with people and not just spitting info at them. If you want to run, if you're like, yes, stop the scroll, right? If you want to run, you're like, I need the income, whether that's running for a season or whether you're running for a specific rank or something, you want to post daily about personal and business. So walking, again, 3 times a week on Plexus, 5 times a week on personal stuff. Running, you're going to post both one time at least on Plexus and personal each day. All right. And if you want to sprint, if you're like, let's do it, let's get there, you're going to do this twice a day. And you're going to keep up that daily Plexus and personal posting at least twice a day. You're also going to include reels. You're going to start including like more social media outlets. Maybe you'll open up an Instagram or a TikTok, or maybe you'll start going to like play dates at the park or getting together, doing an in-person symposium. You're going to add more layers on top of that sharing, right? So again, when you are doing this, it may seem like a lot, like, oh my gosh, 3 times a week of Plexus, like my friends are going to think I'm so salesy and so like, what has happened? Here's the deal. First of all, if your friend, quote unquote, or even family member is like talking crap about you, again, like they're not happy for you, they're not supportive, they're probably not really a good friend anyways that you're going to want to keep around, because a real friend is going to be proud that you're trying to help your health, that you're trying to do something different to help your family, to help you get back on track, to help you like stop craving. Like, why would I ever not be proud of a friend who's like trying to get off eating donuts all the time? Like, no, I want to support that, right? So don't be afraid of the haters out there. Don't be afraid of that. But the algorithm, you guys, is a real thing on social media, especially with Facebook. When you are making money off of a product that you talk about a lot, Facebook does not like that because you're not paying an ad to them. You see how it's always about money and greed and stuff? They get mad because you're not paying an ad to them. So they don't actually try and like promote your post. So even 3 times a week, only like 1 out of 10 people are really going to see your posts. Okay. So that's why posting consistently, ideally daily, is really important so that you're maximizing your audience, that more and more people see that. Every time someone likes, every time someone comments on your post, reach out to them. And I'm not talking reach out like, hey, want to buy some product? No, I'm talking they liked your post. You know what you say to them? You message them, or if you see them in person, you say, hey, I just want to say thank you for the support on that. Like, it was kind of scary. I don't want to be like that person, but I really appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. You'll leave it at that. You start a conversation with them. And then when you learn more about them, you learn more about what their problems are, then you can talk about Plexus. So like, hey, have you thought about doing this with me? Right? We're not going in there full on force right away with Plexus stuff. Don't forget why people like follow you in the first place is to bring value. Okay. They like to hear about your life. They like to see your daughter waving her palm leaf at church on Sunday, right? They like your recipes that you post. They like to hear your job updates or where you're traveling or your favorite, like, I don't know, dog accessory. Don't forget to be that person that you have been. You still got to post about your life. Plexus never wants to take over your life. Even the CEOs will say, don't make Plexus your life. It is just a part of your life. Okay. So the algorithm, very few people are going to see your stuff. Facebook doesn't promote it because you're not paying an ad. So that's why consistency matters. And that's why engagement and value posts matter, because the more people that like and comment on your stuff, the more your post bumps up into people's feed. And so when you get those likes and comments, respond back to them. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. When you are talking to people in Messenger, again, not even Plexus related, just talk to as many people as possible in Messenger. Hey, it's been a while. How are you doing? Hey, I saw that you went to like Mexico for spring break. How was your trip? Talk to as many people in Messenger, because what happens is Facebook is like, oh, they're talking a lot. I'm going to start now putting Rachel's posts into Jessica's feed because I can see that they talk a lot. Do you see what this is? It's not manipulating. It's using the Facebook algorithm to your advantage. Because again, you know what you have. These products are incredible. The financial opportunity is incredible. Don't you want to have as many people see that as possible? Because it might be the thing for them. This might be the rescue boat to get them out of bed, you guys. So you want as many people to see it. So never be ashamed of that. But also, like, lastly, remember, you got to be interesting for engagement. You know, for some reason, I have this niche and love of organizing and decluttering and all of that stuff. So I talk about that. Do you know how boring talking about cleaning toilets feels sometimes? Like how I dry my toilet brush. I never in a million years would think that would be a hit post for me, but people like it. People have liked my reminders about cleaning their dishwasher filter. I have gotten some serious engagement from some of the most random, craziest posts. So nothing is ever like too dumb to share. Nothing is ever too dumb to post about. Find the things you're passionate about and share that with people, because that is what's going to keep them engaged to you. So T, we're gonna now, that was like the biggest one, the first S, the share. That's like the biggest like nugget of information. So now we're going to third party validation. The reason why this is important is it's bringing in rapport with other people. Instead of just hearing Rachel or Connie or Amy or whatever talk about their story over and over and over again, be like, okay, well, it worked for Amy. When they start seeing it work for Melanie and for Teresa and for Cassandra and for Megan and all these other people, they're going to be like, okay, I think there's something onto here. You also want third party validation because your story may not be what they connect with, right? So if someone cannot relate to cravings, maybe they don't want to lose weight. Maybe they want to gain weight. They're not going to really relate to my story, but they might relate to a testimony I post about, or I share, or I talk to them about. So third party validation is huge. You do this by testimonial pages, that GG community page I talked, the Unraveling Body Science. You do this with three-way chats with your sponsor, your upline, get them involved, introduce them. You do this by doing in-person events, sip and sees, get together with your gal pals at lunch, people who are excited about Plexus with you. That energy draws people in. We have Sunday night business calls that the whole, like Lori Bradford does another one. It's like Emily something. She offers that up for the entire Plexus team. Use these resources to invite people to them, to build that rapport and that third party, like, hey, there's something here. The average person takes 7 to 14 times to be exposed to something before they actually say yes or want to commit to. So on the first sign of no, don't run away scared. The no is just a not yet. It's just a not yet. It's not a hardcore no. Trust me. I said no for almost like 2-3 months. And I eventually came back and was like, okay, fine. Tell me about this. Right? Like, and I've had people literally tried Plexus, came back. Actually, she's signing up again tomorrow. She's like, you know what? She reached out to me. I miss my pink drink and ease. I really can tell a difference when I'm not on it. People come back because they see you posting consistently and passionately. So never take a no at face value. It's just not the right timing for them yet. And that's okay, because it's not about our timing. It's about God's timing. And we don't know what they're doing in their own, and we don't know what God's doing in their life. Action A, daily. You have to do these actions daily if you want to be successful. And again, I don't mean successful like diamond. I mean whatever is successful for you. If that's silver, if that's gold, if that's ruby, whatever it is, that is your success. Never just say, well, I'm just a silver, or I just shared with one person. That's a big deal. Every little step, every little thing that you do counts. Think of it like a tub. You may be in a jacuzzi, or you might be in a little like bucket. Whatever way, when you pull that drain, if you're not constantly filling that tub up with water, you're going to eventually drain out. And that's when you start seeing like back progress happen. And so no matter what your goal are, no matter how big you want your tub to be, do those daily actions of the posting, of the sharing, commenting on people, cheering them on. All right. R stands for repeat, resources, and remembers. So repeat. It's literally what it means. Repeat the actions, message. Do your shout outs, do your IPAs. IPAs are just income producing activities. We have a guide on that for you. It's messaging people, talking to them. And again, when I say message people, please do not mean me to say message people only about Plexus. That's like the last thing I want you to message people about. I want you to connect with people. because I want to be a team that treats people like people first and not numbers. You're going to see it. There's other teams in Plexus that are very competitive with each other, that are just very like numbers, goals, strength. That's all that it's about. I do not want to be that. I view this job, this opportunity as something very special that God has given me. And I truly believe he has given it to each and every one of you guys as well for a reason. And so I want to honor that. I want to do that with integrity. And that means treating people like a person, right? I don't want to be like Target and who's only after your dollar, right? That's just not how I operate. And so constantly like message people, be in touch with them, love on them, pray for them, serve them, use your resources wisely. Download the Plexus Go app if you haven't already. We have team pages, testimonial pages. Use the resources. You do not have to know everything to share Plexus. You just need to know where to go to get that information. And guess what? Even if you don't know that, you ask your friend, you ask your upline, you ask me. Somebody knows. Trust me, we can get you the information. Somebody has it somewhere. You just need to know where to go. So never feel like I can't share till I know everything. That is a mindset issue. That is not true. And then lastly, remember to follow up with people, to love on them, to check in. Remember to come cheer your teammates on. Remember to cheer yourself on and shout yourself out like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just sent this like crazy message. I'm so freaked out. That's exciting stuff. Boldness and consistency will literally be like magic for you guys. Be bold because what you have is super special. Then lastly, T is training. You cannot do this alone. Like, sure, technically you could go diamond by recruiting like thousands and thousands of customers, but do you really want to do that? Like that's a lot of customers. That's a lot of follow-up. That's a lot of work, and that's going to lead to burnout. Instead, it's much better to focus on duplication. And what do I mean by that? Inviting people to say, hey, can I throw you your own little gut health social party? Hey, do you want to join this team call? Have you thought about using your free referral link? Have you inviting them to learn more? Because studies show, our research shows, if someone starts making just even a little bit of money, even if that's one referral, they are more than likely going to stick with Plexus long term. And that's when they see really, really amazing results, because we all know this. Plexus is not a quick fix company. Your cells need 80 to 90 days to rejuvenate themselves, to regenerate. You have to be on the products for a little while to see like crazy results. Do people experience results kind of right away? They can, absolutely, 100%. Some of you are like, yeah, that was me. But imagine where your health can be a year from now, 2 years from now, 6 years from now by staying on these products. And the best way to help our people stay on the products, not for our financial gain, but for their health goals, is helping them get their products covered or to feel bigger as a part of a community, to get them involved in the cheering on and the success of others. That is what gets them to stay for the long term, because they want to be a part of something bigger. Okay. So don't be paralyzed by analytics. If someone comes up with a question that you're like, I don't know the answer to, that's okay. Everyone likes to feel like they're the genius smarty pants who stumped the person. I know I do. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just stumped this person. I feel so cool, right? You say, hey, that's a great question. I don't know that, but I'm going to do some research and I'm going to get back to you. And they're going to respect that. They're going to respect that you're honest, that you're not just like talking out of your butt trying to sell them on something. They're going to respect your integrity for that. So even when it comes to duplication, and you're like, I just don't know how to explain the comp plan, or I don't know how to tell them about how amazing being a brand ambassador is because they get money back on their own purchases. You don't need to know how to do everything. That is why we work together as a team. So you reach out to one of us, reach out to your upline or your friend in Plexus, and you ask and you work together. Just like I worked with like Nikki and Rachel, and Melanie has worked with me, and we've all worked together, and like Teresa and all of these things, we work together to grow. So a few little extra notes she told me here was, remember, real friends will be happy for you and your success, and people's opinions don't pay your bills. So like when you get discouraged, when you're just like, oh my gosh, I got a hater, or I got someone who like talked badly about it, that's okay. They're allowed to have their opinions, they're allowed to have their feelings. It does not mean what you are doing is wrong. It does not mean what you're doing is bad. It just means that that's their opinion. Now, if you keep hearing the same thing over and over and over again from multiple different people, okay, the Bible say there's wisdom in that. And like maybe, look at your heart and stuff and look at what you're doing. But remember, like, if you are showing up passionately, if you are showing up ethically with integrity, and you know what you are doing is right, and you're like, I'm not doing anything that is wrong, then be bold and confident in that. And then you can, when people have concerns, you can talk to them without feeling like you have to people please or like take on what that negative energy that they're giving you. When you are afraid to do stuff, do it scared. There is no, like, hard days are not unique to Plexus. When you're feeling like, oh my gosh, this is so hard, this is so overwhelming, I don't know if this is for me, which by the way, that was me this past fall. Like, I can't believe I almost gave this up, you guys. I cannot believe it. My mindset was so poor. I thought I was terrible at this. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to help anybody. I thought I was just like basically like, who wants to buy for me? Like, I clearly have issues and blah blah blah. Like, I was just throwing myself the biggest pity party. But hard days are not only tied to Plexus. Business owners every day have hard days, hard seasons, hard years, and they still have to show up because they believe in their business. They have people relying on them to make their business successful, things like that. So do it scared. Don't give up on the hard days. We have all been there. That is why it's important to team up with others so that they can help remind you of why you're doing this. Your goal should be bringing on 3 people every month. That's called going silver. Are you going to hit that every month? No. And that's okay. But that should at least be your goal, is to bring on 3 people every month as customers, or maybe helping at brand ambassadors, because that is going to help continue to grow your business in a healthy, sustainable, duplicatable way. All right. Again, people need the products, but they also need the money side. And we always want to offer both to people and let them say no, but we want to offer both because we don't know what could really be impactful for them. Think of yourself as like owning your own franchise with Plexus, and you have to have a marathon mentality. This is not a quick fix. You are not going to explode to diamond in your first month. It's just not happening, right? Like, you would have to be a very, very, very popular like influencer to begin with, right? You are going to have hard seasons. You're going to have times and months where it feels like you're making no progress, but every single conversation you have is a seed planted, is something that can come to fruit down the road. Here's a little verbiage for you that you can use. You can tell someone like, hey, let's say they're complaining about their foot, or they're complaining about stress of daycare bills, or, grocery prices. Like, hey, I really care about you. I've heard you say this a few times, and I would not feel like I love you if I didn't share with you. Like, I think you could really use Plexus because of XYZ. Or I think you would really I think this opportunity could be huge in your family's finances like it has for mine. I would love to talk to you about it more if you're open to that. And you leave it at that. And if they're like, no, I'm not interested, you can ask like, hey, I'm just curious why. No pressure. But if you feel like you're open to share, I would love to know why, just so I can like serve you and love you better. And if they say like, oh, it's just not the right time for me or whatever, like, that's okay. It's like, okay, well, I'll see you on Sunday at church. You're still friends with these people. You still love these people. It doesn't mean anything badly about you if they say no, but you want to share with people because you are their friend. Like, if you imagine if you had this like magic elixir that can literally cure all diseases, would you want to keep that to yourself, or would you want to like share that and shout it from the rooftop? You'd want as many people to have that as possible, right? Same with the finances. If you had this golden ticket that could literally take someone stressed out on the verge of divorce, on the verge of like really bad things happening to them, like mental health scares and all this stuff because they're stressed out about money. If you had this like golden ticket for them that could help them come out of that pit, would you not want to share with them? Like, I would. Even like Jesus, think about the gospel. We sit on this amazing truth of God's love for people. We are told to be a light, to be a beacon, right? To not just sit on that, but to share it. It's the same kind of thing. Now, don't take me as being like Plexus is on the same level of Jesus. By no means am I saying that, but I'm just saying that's the kind of passion we want to come with, right? And so when you guys are bringing on business builders, when you are bringing on people who want to share, really just coach them and guide them on daily, consistent posting, being passionate, showing up as them, and then telling them, like, really make it clear, yes, I'm here to train you. I'm here to guide you. I'm here to answer any questions, but I can't do your daily posting for you, right? They're going to have to be bold and like put it in your calendar, put it as a phone reminder, whatever it is, to remember to post consistently and passionately. And if they need ideas, they can come to you as their sponsor or upline, but really to take the initiative to like use these resources to post. That's going to be the best way. Doing these parties and stuff are awesome ways to like get it out there. But the best way for people to be successful in this is showing up in stories, in lives, in posting about your kids, your recipes, where you're going that weekend for traveling, and then mixing Plexus within that throughout the week, or doing it again every day if you want to run business or Plexus, and then personal posts every single day. That is going to be the best key to your success, is the consistency aspect. All right. So I'm going to end it there. Like I said, I recorded this. I'm going to stop the recording now, but then I'll upload this onto my YouTube and then link it here. But and then I'm going to type up a little thing on the start, just so people have a written document to come back to. But if you have any questions,